Keyzie's laughing at your drink there, Margie.
I'm laughing at the sound of the drink.
What drink? Nearly finished, fellas.
Fan of the Hauraki Big Show podcast? Make sure you check out more from Jase, Mike and Keyzie on their Instagram at Hauraki Big Show, or tune in to them 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki. Thanks, mate.
In fairness to you, Keyzie, you had a big weekend.
Yeah, I actually did have a big Saturday.
I know. So, I mean...
Did you?
Yeah.
It's not so bad that you're slow. I mean, that's par for the course on a Monday, isn't it?
Just got back together with all my high school mates.
Oh,
remember?
that's right.
Went round to a mate's.
But you're only playing video games and having a circle jerk, weren't you?
Well, what I said was we were going to get together, have a PlayStation and pizza night.
Yeah, same thing.
We just had pizza.
Pizza's a circle. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Was it at your house?
No, it was at one of my mates who lives about an hour away. So that's why we hardly ever see each other, because we're all spread out. And so quite a lot of the boys are like recent fathers, and they all got leave for this weekend to come together and just have a few beers. And
got leave.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what it is when you get married and you have
especially
kids.
with very young,
you know what I mean?
young kids.
Yeah.
Like I think
That's
one
true.
of them's 8 weeks old or something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was good. Went to bed at like 3 or something, and then was absolutely shafted all day Sunday.
Mind
so.
you said to me when we were speaking out in the office there, you said 1 o'clock you went to bed.
No, I said 2 o'clock but by the time I actually fell asleep,
it was 1,
3.
2 or 3?
It was 3.
3, okay.
So I went to bed at 1:30 originally, then I could hear everyone talking and I got FOMO, so I got back up again. And then I went back to bed at like 2:30 and then fell asleep by 3.
So no PlayStation?
No, we watched the Super Rugby final though.
Oh, good, because you're going to give us an in-depth breakdown of that. That's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I watched about the last 20 minutes of it.
Yeah, it was pretty...
It was actually quite a good match.
Oh, that was quite a good match, was it?
No, I tell you what, I turned it over. As soon as I turned it over, there was a game of ping pong that went for about 30 minutes, kicking it back and forth. Did you see that shit?
I was barely watching it, to be honest.
It was honestly, without a word of a lie, it would have been between 16 and 20 punts in a row. It was just
next level. I love ping pong. I saw a great video today, actually, and it was in the sevens competition. And it was the end of the match, and this guy got past the ball, and his team was ahead by like 2 points. And then he went to kick the ball dead, right? To kick the ball dead, and he kicked it. It rebounded off the posts into the arms of the opposition, and they scored under the bar.
Oh, my God.
I've got to find it. It was so good.
It was a tense game, though.
Yeah, totally.
The rugby.
And
it was all go, yeah.
The thing I really liked is because I think that the Crusaders winning over and over and over 7 times in a row now.
Yeah, it's tedious.
In a row.
Yeah.
It is destroying the sport. And so
I don't think it's that's destroying the sport.
Well, there's a lot of factors, but it's just like it's not an exciting competition anymore. I was very barred up for the Chiefs to do well.
Well, it was like...
And they were doing well.
Yeah, they were great.
They were playing great, but it was like the Auckland side in the 80s. They went for like 70-odd games without being beaten, and everyone was like, oh, actually, this is really tedious.
It was.
Really
was
boring.
Unreal. But also, and then if you had a look at their team, remember, Auckland's team, it was like one player wasn't the All Blacks team.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is kind of similar.
Unbelievable. It was... Fitzpatrick, Dowd, Olo Brown,
Jones?
the Brooks brothers, Michael Jones.
Wasn't Joel Evanderi and Jonah Lomu in there?
That was later.
Oh, right.
Alan Wetton.
But that was
the Wetton
John
brothers,
Kerwin on one wing.
Oh, yeah.
Terry Wright.
Terry.
Tezza.
Yeah.
Terry Wright.
Terry.
76 kilos.
Or it
Sick
might have
like
been-
yours, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Dougie Hewlett.
Doug Hewlett much later.
He was much later. He was like my age.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot bastard old.
Grant Fox.
Yep. That was a good bloody side.
That was out the gate,
Joe
yeah.
Stanley.
Smoking Joe.
Yeah. How good was he?
Walter Little.
Yeah.
Walter.
Or was that a little bit later? Might have been later.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and then he
they were
ended up
shit
playing for
hot.
Harbour. Yeah,
But
really good.
I think the big problem with the rugby, where it's lost me, because I used to watch every single game when it was Super
Same.
10, Super 12.
Yeah, Super 12
I
was
would watch
the-
every
yeah.
game whether the Hurricanes were playing or not. But the problem, because then it was like, I think it was home and away. It's pretty straightforward. Now it's all these conferences and shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And I just can't be bothered. And there's just so much rugby on. You can't miss it because it's always on.
Yeah.
It feels like. And so now I'm just like, love the All Blacks. I'll just stick to that.
Yeah, I know what you're
Outside of
saying.
that, I can't be bothered.
And to be honest with you, I'm kind of the same. I'm the same with cricket. Like
And the
that,
rule
with
changes
with all the
and it's,
T20s and shit. I'm just like,
Yeah.
no. But I missed the Wars, but I saw they won. But
Of course you missed the Wars. You missed the Wars every week.
No, I actually have been watching them quite a bit. But that won't stop me from giving some deep analysis. And
Right.
what are the Warriors up to with
Keyzie. Well, just to compare, right?
It was actually a good weekend of sport.
It was a great weekend. Just to compare, though, the competitions where the Warriors, it's literally like the Warriors who are massive underdogs taking on 16 Australian teams.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of those teams has a State of Origin player in it, except for the Warriors. Mm-hmm. And we're fourth on the table right now. Like, that is fifth. Excitement. That is no, we're fourth now.
I thought the Sharks jumped us.
And I'm pretty sure we're fourth on points.
They jumped the Shark.
Because they got the...
Hey, jumped the Shark.
And yeah, you're right, Keyzie. And it's just such a simple competition, and they never really change the rules. It's always much for muchness with very, very minor tweaks. But it's just, I guess, rugby is it's just a lot more complex.
Yeah,
doesn't mean like I still love watching the All Blacks. It's just like,
as I said before,
so many games.
I find rugby more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah,
and you can have 15, 16, 17 phases of play rather than league as pass, de-douche, pass, de-douche, pass, de-douche.
Well, would you rather see a slick back line lead to a try or just a maul pushover and then the hooker scores off the back?
But it does vary. Yeah. And that's the thing. There's a lot more variety in union than there is in league.
Get us in our sport chat.
Look at us go.
I just hate that in rugby you can be like the highest try scorer on your team or one of by being a hooker on the back. Like, it's so boring to watch.
Well, no, generally that's not the case.
Yeah, well, do you know what, Jase? Probably, because that game I watched on the weekend was the first game of union I've watched in like a year.
Well, I'm looking forward to your analysis of that, Keyzie.
Oh, it'll be good. And this is the first I've heard about this, but yeah, it'll be good.
It was pretty good.
Do you not read the doc?
The defense in that game towards the end, where I think the Chiefs had the ball. Vaguely remember them being on the halfway line. They went through about 12 or 14 phases or whatever it was. By the time they were finished, they were inside their own 22.
Yeah.
Was not making a lot
defense.
of ground. So yeah. Anyway,
but I take the point. I take the point. Read the Crusaders.
But who can fault them? They had a lot of injuries as well, and they still managed to kick ass.
Massively.
It's like so much of that. You watch next year, whoever the coach is, the Crusaders are not going to do that well. So much of it comes down to the coach that you can have that many players out as the Crusaders did and still manage to win the competition is insane.
Yeah, it is.
He is an insanely good coach, and I don't think he'll be appreciated until the next person goes in down there and somebody else wins in the game.
Looking forward to him being the AB's coach, actually. Bit of vigor and vim.
I must admit, I skipped the break dance.
No, I always skip the break. I like my coaches to be dour, glum, horrendously
ripped,
boring.
Blonde surfers.
Yeah, blonde surfers.
I like the breakdancing, right? Because rugby, and when you work in sports media, you try to get an interview with any rugby player, they have to be 100% serious. They can be the most fun person you've ever chatted to. Mike comes on, very serious. All the media managers, very serious. You can't be fun because it's rugby, we're serious.
Yeah.
This guy breakdances, so that's cool. However, he has now breakdanced like 15 times.
Oh.
I'm so sick of seeing him.
It's like it should be like...
he must have got wet too because she was a ferociously wet night.
Yeah.
It should be like... is it Kapua Pungal?
The second haka. Yeah.
Should only be on special occasions. But I guess he's only doing it.
But he keeps winning.
7 of those times is when he wins the title.
The Crusaders, he won with Canterbury. He run with like New Zealand junior teams. Can't remember which ones, but he's done it for good reasons.
But he likes to, when we've been doing the cricket as well, he likes to hoon around on the Segway.
Which is funny. That's cool.
Well,
what?
It's just a bit... Look at me, look at me,
You know what you are, Jase?
Look at me, look at me, look at me.
You are a cricket fan that would hate the ACC if you weren't part of it. You would be like, oh, those guys having fun with their commentary.
In fairness, I hate the ACC and I am a part of it.
But you know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, we shouldn't be having fun with cricket.
I think what it is it's weird from a coach. Is that what it is? Coaches just want to let the players enjoy the limelight and just
totally.
But I don't know what that is. But yeah, the
players seem to love it.
I was genuinely a fan of Steve Hansen. I think he was great.
Oh yeah,
that was just flushing down the dunny. Yeah, he was miserable,
but he was funny. But that was what was funny. It's like par beer, you know.
Yeah.
Miserable fucker. But it'll be nice to have a change.
Well, yeah, as long as the on-field performances are. And I think they will be. I think he'll be amazing.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
How about the Wires, though, eh?
How about them Wires?
What was it, 48-14?
48-18.
18.
And to be honest, it wasn't our best game of the season, but we still went to the Gong. Wollongong.
The Dong Gong.
And absolutely pants their asses.
Yeah.
Jase? Jase.
Could be the year, eh, boys?
I
Could
think
be
it's
the
the
year.
year. I think it's the year.
This
Don't.
is the year for the boys. I
No,
reckon.
don't.
I'm on the wagon.
Yeah, man.
No, you're not.
Well, I mean, I'm on 2 wagons now.
You're on the wagon until we lose and then jump off.
Yeah, and then I'm going to get fully
You didn't even
off.
watch the game.
I'm going to get fully off the wagon.
Yeah.
Yes, well, no, I didn't, in all honesty, this week, but I have been watching the Warriors.
Can you tonight, tomorrow on What's on Telly with Mike Minogue, can you talk about how you went home and watched the replay of the Warriors game and it was glorious?
Well, I looked for a replay, but then I had other things I had to do. And I found a replay just as I was looking for it, and then I had to go out.
Yeah.
Oh, is this what happens with the Ben Stokes documentary that
Yeah.
Mike's been
Yeah,
telling you to
yeah.
watch for a year now?
Yeah.
You
Jeez.
find it, and
So
just as you
close.
find it,
Yeah.
And then just life gets in the way.
Right,
You know what I
on the
mean?
way. But I will say as well on the old rugby league front, if the Warriors keep going the way they are, I think rugby might be in a bit of trouble.
definitely.
Because even that semi-final, even though Jase, you said that was bad weather, that's no excuse for a semi-final not to be sold out. And it wasn't pissing down when I was watching.
Mount
that
Smart to
semi
be
down
sold
at-
out.
Yeah.
It is sold out.
No, it would be if that was the same
Oh,
situation.
well, it's sold out in a round robin, man. It's
Oh,
sold
yeah,
out
true.
for the
Yeah,
rabbits.
yeah.
And that's not, I don't know. It just seems like there's not a lot of people turn up for Union.
Well-
And the Hurricanes, man, like there's nobody at those games.
Well,
It's
interestingly
Yellow
enough,
seats are a bad
I've been watching the Under-20 Rugby World Cup, a little bit of that. We're getting pants.
not the women's.
No, the boys, Under-20s.
We're getting
What?
pants. Well, no, just carry on. We're getting pants, are
We're
we?
ranked 7th.
Are we?
How's that, man? For a bloody
Are we?
indictment on the game. Yeah, we're ranked 7th.
Well, I have been told by someone who was in the know, and they told me this, and I was like, that's a really interesting point.
John
that-
Kerwin.
It was John Kerwin, me and him were hanging out. It wasn't. That this was about 5 years ago I was told this. It was like, Keyzie, my equal, my pal, there are...
Well, you see, now I don't believe
in
anything
about-
you're about to say.
in about 10 to 15 years, all of these countries that have been pretty good at footy are going to be really good at footy because they're finally, in places like South Africa, they're finally getting the pathways sorted. There was a lot of segregation as to which part of society played rugby because it was quite often like the rich part plays rugby, the poor
Yes,
part
the
plays
private school
football.
boys.
Apparently now it's all footy for everyone, and there's a
You
few
by
countries.
footy, you mean rugby?
Rugby, yes, rugby union. Apparently, that in the next sort of 10 years or so, all these young players are going to come through, and it's going to be a pretty tough thing for us to continue to sort of be on top of.
Yeah,
So
well,
I'm quite interested for that. I'm excited for that.
That's why I'm liking Razor being the coach.
I'm not too worried about South Africa because they're so politically rooted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were just one
They're
of about
shambles.
4 teams that
Who's
they were
the other
saying,
ones?
oh, I can't say, embargoed.
Can't say.
Embargoed.
Yeah.
So,
Japan.
Yeah. Japan. Nah, definitely not Japan. They're getting a hammering in the
Papua
old...
New Guinea.
That
Well,
was
you know,
it.
you look at Japan. We used to pants them 140-5, and
but now
now
they're full of Pacific Islanders.
now they're full of ex-New Zealand
and
players.
Kiwis, yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
We are.
yeah, and they
Shit, you.
gave us a hell of a run the last Test match.
Yeah. Fair
Mind
enough.
you, that was like our third team.
Here,
Why are we talking about sport?
I don't know.
well, one last thing. Do you reckon the Warriors could beat New South Wales?
Where are they? Are they top? Are
New
they
South
top
Wales are a
dogs?
state of
New
origin
South
team.
Wales
Oh,
number one. Oh, we
sorry, I
keep
thought
going
you
with
said
that.
Newcastle.
Damn it, sorry, yeah, damn it. New South Wales, like they were so shit for state of origin. I reckon the Warriors could beat them.
Are you going to the game this week or are you calling it?
I'm calling it. Dye's going. Dye and his son are going.
What, you're
'cause-
calling it as in you're not calling it? Or you're
As I'm
calling
commentating
You're
it,
going
I'm
to commentate
commentating
it, yeah.
So Dye and his
going.
son Charlie are going because
Yeah, I was
Charlie's
talking to Di over the
massive
weekend.
fan.
He's
Yeah.
a South fan.
Yeah. So they're going. So I think it's me and Hurley or me and Manaya, I think.
Yeah, boy.
So you're going?
I'm going, yeah.
Who are you going with?
Brother-in-law.
You want me to commentate with you?
Nah, I'm all good. I reckon the Warriors will genuinely give the South's Rabbitohs a
Well,
hiding.
interesting stats. You know, I love my stats, Keyzie. The first 11 rounds of the year, South were average. They were giving up 13.5 points. The last 6 rounds have been giving up 32 points.
They've been shit.
They have been getting pumped. That's good stats.
It's good eating.
Actually, they exactly mirror my stats, actually, so you're
The last
right
6
there.
games you've been getting
yeah,
pumped.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what were they doing in the first 11 games?
Pardon?
Your Hauraki Big Show Keyzie word of the day is
Buckby sport.
Buckby sport.
Yeah, Buckby sport. We talked about Buckby everything today, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, everything. You know, we didn't cover off the netball, but you're probably playing that tonight, are you, Keyzie?
I am playing that tonight.
Yeah, I know your schedule, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited
What's
for that.
going on with everybody's massive heads in that picture?
I reckon it's funny.
Oh, for a day in
That's
the
good.
a day
I
in
like
lieu.
For some reason, Greg's head cracks me up the most. Greg Prebble.
It's a great head.
It's a good head. Don't forget to send all the Keyzie words in this weekend, all 5 of them from the week, with your cell phone number to the Hauraki Big Show Instagram page, and we could be calling you Monday with a prize pack, which includes a Backbone t-shirt. Also follow us on Insta, Mr. Mike Minogue, Hoity J, Chris Key and Z, producer Call Me Pugs, and Hauraki Big Show.
Thanks, mate.